Hey guys, okay, so video number 2 now. So you're nice and warm, you're all ready to go. Stance. If you're right-handed, you want to be in a stance where your left foot is in front of the right foot, okay? So you don't want to be square on, okay? What you want to do is just take a step forward and a slight step back with the opposing foot. So I'm right-handed. This is where my power comes from, this right side. So I open up my stance to get my left leg forward. And then I'm going to bend both the knees so that I can push the ground away from me. So all the force generated from the floor comes up through my body and into the punch, okay? So it's all from the floor. You need to make sure that your stance is correct, okay? So like I say, if you are right-handed, which most of us are, we're going to get that left leg forward, we're going to sink into the floor, bend the knees, okay? And then from there, you are going to put both of your hands just either side of your chin, okay? And you're always going to keep them there. Don't drop the hands down at any point, so even when you're throwing a punch, the other hand is going to stay by the chin, okay? You're going to get used to doing that. That's just because if someone else is throwing a punch at you, you're going to have something to protect your face, okay? You're not going to have your hands down here, so you're always just going to get used to having your hands by your chin. So when you're throwing a punch, pulling the other hand back towards the chin, okay, to protect. All right? So if you're left-handed, you're going to switch and you're going to get your right leg forward, okay? Now, once your stance is correct, okay, that's how you're going to move as well. So if my left leg's forward and my right leg's back, and I'm going to move forward, I'll just take a step forward with my left, bring the right, and then go back. The stance stays the same the whole time. If I move to the left, stays the same. If I move to the right, stays the same. There's no crossing over of the feet, okay? This is the stance, and it will always be the stance, whether I'm going forwards, backwards, to the side, you can see that gap stays the same, okay? That's going to keep me most balanced and yeah, in order to throw those punches. So you've got your stance here, okay? Nice and relaxed as well, okay? So you shouldn't be planted firm on the floor, just move from left to right, okay? So you're nice and there, so you can rotate, pivot on the feet, okay? Just really relax. Hands by the chin. And we're going to throw the jab. Now the jab comes from the front leg. So because I'm right-handed, my jab comes from the left hand. It's the leading punch, the one that's just kind of getting your opponent away from you, keeping them guessing, and also it's distance management, okay? So I'm here and I'm just jabbing, just poking, okay? It's just like pushing off this back leg to the front leg and jabbing to... The best way of doing it is jabbing to your own chin. Okay, so you can do this in a mirror, okay? But the jab really is just there as a distance management thing. I mean, people do punch really hard with the jab, but the main punch is going to come from this back leg, this back hip, okay? Imagine that you're throwing a ball. If you're throwing a tennis ball, if you've got a dog, then what you'll do, if you're right-handed, you'll naturally get that left leg forward and you'll throw using this, throwing the hip into it, because this kinetic chain from the floor all the way up into that throw, that's where the power comes from, okay? It's not really going to come from this lead leg and this lead punch. It's going to come from the back one, okay? So, and again, we're going to jab. So keep the right hand to the chin to protect, and we just throw that punch at your own chin. So jab, come back. Jab, come back. Jab, come back, okay? You can practice that. When you're jabbing, when you're throwing that jab, you have this little rotation through the shoulder and you'd want to be connecting with these top two knuckles here, okay? That's where the connection is. So that's where you're aiming at the chin, okay? That's your jab. Just get practicing that. You only have kind of 4 main punches, okay? We've got that jab, then we've got the cross, okay? So this is the one where you're throwing the back hip into it, okay? This is the harder punch. So we've got the jab, then the cross. We've then got hooks. Now with a hook, what you're doing is you're going to get your shoulder, elbow and wrist all in line and you're just going to rotate. It looks like that, kind of like you're hooking something towards you, okay? So you can see that it's going level through each joint. So that's going to create quite a hard punch with the rotation of the hips, okay? And you can do that from either side, from the left and from the right. So you would start off with a jab, then a cross, then you could throw a hook, throw another hook, then we're going to get into uppercuts, which is where you turn your hands towards you, palms to you, make a fist, and you're coming up from the hips, pushing up. So imagine that you're ducking under a punch and then coming up towards their chin, okay? And it creates a really nice movement and a nice rhythm. So you can do a jab, cross, hook, hook, uppercut, uppercut, okay? There's 6 punches there, but obviously there are actually only 4 punches, but 2 of them are either side. So you obviously have a hook from the left and from the right, and an uppercut from the left and the right. So you're going to just put that into like a 6-punch sequence. So again, we're thinking about the stance. Here is my stance, and my hands are by the chin. So when I'm throwing a punch, the other hand stays by my chin. When I throw the other punch, my other hand goes towards the chin. Just get used to doing that. Get used to pulling the hand back to the chin, okay? Every single punch, you'll be pulling the other hand back to the chin just to protect, okay? So here we go. We've got jab, cross, hook, hook, uppercut, uppercut. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Same stance, okay? So now they're the different punches that you've got. You've got your stance. You're making sure you protect yourself. And then with the stance, you're moving in the same stance. So if you did a sequence of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, move forward. Go again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Move backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Move to the left. Yeah, but you're keeping this stance all the time. It's kind of like a dance. Okay, you can see that. And just get into the rhythm of it. Once you have those connections, it'll just feel normal. It'll feel really easy. Okay, you should be loose and relaxed through the shoulders, through the hips, through the floor. And then when you get the gloves on and someone's holding pads or on a bag, it's just going to feel, because your body has got used to doing these movements, it's created this kinetic chain that your nervous system's learned. It's just a movement. It's a movement that you now know, your body knows. So when you get pads on and you actually hit something, it's going to create a lot more power because you're going to have the technique and you're going to know, your body's going to know what it's doing. You're not just here kind of punching through the shoulders, okay? It's a whole movement through the body, through the floor that ends up in a punch, okay? So going back through it all, we have your stance, we have the footwork in the stance, you have the protection, keeping your hands towards the chin, you have your jab, you have your cross, you have your hooks, and you have your uppercuts, okay? Get used to just doing all of them in all different variations, mix it up, okay? 3-minute rounds, really work yourself. It's hard work. The only other thing really that you need to know right now is the non-punches, which is the, excuse me, which is the avoiding shots, so avoiding punches. Again, there's 3 main ways that I would teach someone to do this, and I will post that in the next video, okay? We'll do one more video that puts it all together, okay? But get practicing all of that. Enjoy.